I'm your host, Marv Kendall again. I'm back again, but I got a couple of very, very special guests with me today. Y'all ain't even gonna believe how it's going down today, man. I'm picking people's brain, and I want them to basically tell us what's going on out there, and my man is back once again. So we're gonna keep this up and keep the momentum going because we got to talk about the streets and the young folks in the prison system, man. My man, I'm gonna call you Buddha. If you got another name you want to go by, you gotta let them know.
That's my name all my life.
We go way back from Hot Wheels. Putnam Street, word?
Word.
So what's been going on with you, man? You?
Me?
Yeah.
Man, just working, man, trying to stay out here, man, you know what I mean? Just trying to maintain, man, getting older and
you got kids and stuff too.
Yeah, grown kids, man.
Grown kids.
Yeah, try to.
Yeah, I know you disappeared. I remember you like back in, I think it was 7th grade. I think I was in 6th, you was in 7th or whatever, because I used to cut your hair.
Yeah, definitely.
And then you just disappeared.
Yeah, I went to California, man.
You went to Cali?
Yeah, I had to try something different, man.
Really? From Connecticut to Cali, right? I was in the Navy. Big difference, right?
Yeah, it's a big difference, man. It's a whole different way of life out there.
Yeah, man.
I had to adjust, you know what I mean? It's definitely different. I wasn't, for one, coming from Waterbury. One thing I learned about growing up in Waterbury, or in my little neighborhood, Bishop, you know what I mean?
Right.
We can make it anywhere, man.
You right.
I've been all over this country.
And people kind of embrace us, because everybody be asking, where's Connecticut?
Yeah, that's what they used to say to me.
They be like, any black people in Connecticut?
That's exactly what they used to say.
But we made it.
One thing they do know is UConn.
Yeah.
I say UConn, or you say next to New York.
Right.
But yeah,
Right.
So, but they embraced me and all that, but I had to adjust to their way of life, man. You know, with the color. I went in the 80s.
They take that gang stuff
Yeah,
serious.
the colors and all that.
Right.
So I had to, and I lived in Compton, San Diego.
So then you can't go over here because you date this. You can't go over here because you date this, and that's generational.
Yeah, it's generational.
So the grandfather might have been crippin'.
Yeah, definitely.
All the way down to the grandkid.
Mm-hmm. And see, before I went in like 85, Lulu, my sister, was out there. And she used to call home and tell me about how the game. I'm like, yeah, really? And you know how we, you know what I mean? Like, but they ain't harder than Bishop, you know what I mean? Until I went out there. Like,
Until you went out there.
Man, homicide rate out there was
different
ballgame. We don't get a year when they get a month back there, you know what I mean? I'm like, man.
I went out there in 88. I was in San Diego.
87. I was in every night, Marv. Sound like Vietnam, man.
See?
I said, what the helicopter? You know, I wasn't used to,
you
know, I wasn't used to seeing no helicopters and, beautiful state, man.
Yeah, you learn a different respect for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because I remember I used to have Blue Monte Carlo.
Okay.
So and I'm in Washington State with this. So everywhere I went, you know, Crip cats is throwing up
they go by your
gang signs out the window.
Yeah, they go to color.
So my man, he worked at a car audio spot. So I pull up one day, he's standing outside with this dude. And the dude was like, I'm like, what's that for? You know? So he laughing. My man laughing. So I get out the car and he's explaining. He was like, man, if I would have had anything else with any of them, I knew where your car was. It's like, your car be over there on such and such street. He popped the trunk, showed me a map. He had it circled where everybody lived at. Now, I wasn't even affiliated. I'm in the Navy. And then he pulled the cover back. He got Mossberg and the 9mm back there. He was from East St. Louis. But he was my man. But dangerous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Grew up like that.
I didn't even know him until then. But he knew where my car was and where I stayed at.
It's definitely different, man.
All on that Crip stuff.
Where I lived at, that's what it was. It was mostly Crip. There wasn't that many Bloods in 87 in California. Crips was mostly the majority.
Right.
So like right now up here, like when I be seeing all these cats up here, I'm like, you guys are 20 years late, man. You know what I mean? Because when I went out there, we ain't know nothing about it. I ain't know. When I came back and was telling cats, they was like, you know what I mean? We thought that was country, man. And now,
but it was generational. That's what I learned.
Now it's generational.
Yeah, I'm like.
Cat's great-grandfathers.
Yes.
Yeah. You know what I mean? My great-grandfather killed this, you know what I mean? So,
you know what, too? And that's what I respected about Connecticut. They wasn't running like that.
Nah,
and then all of a sudden, boom.
Yeah, I said, we can go anywhere. We don't do that. I always, like, when I went out there, man, they had to go through my suitcase, man. They said, you can't wear this, you can't wear that over here. I'm like, I'm thinking it was a game, man. They're like, nah, man, you can't. They'll kill you out this. Now I'm like, I had to throw all my red stuff. I had Puma sweatsuits, brand new red suede Pumas. You know what I mean? They're like, you can't wear that over here. I'm like, oh, man, what am I do with it? You throw that shit away. None of us can wear it. I'm like, man, I bought all this stuff.
Back then, that's when the big heads was out.
They took it serious.
Yeah.
It just started in the 70s.
Right.
Tukey started in the 70s.
Right.
I went out in 87. You know what I mean? So 10 years. So it was new.
Yeah.
And then they was rich. The crack era just started.
Right.
I was out there when Freeway was getting all that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they was rich, man, and they didn't know how to act. Gunplay was crazy.
Crazy back then.
Yeah, man. So I got used to all that. Then I came back to Connecticut because my son was born. I never seen him. And I came back, and that's when I straight to the prison system. As soon as I got back, because crack was a thing. Like, it just came out. We ain't know. And, man, it was snowing cocaine. Ronald Reagan, you know how it was.
Right. Because you're right. Freeway, he was really
flooded California. California had cook up before even I think before New York had it, man. Or I don't know. Because at the same time, you know, you watch Narco, right?
Yeah.
You see how them cartel cats used to split the countries. You take New York, we got LA. You know what I mean? They fighting over LA. So they did it on purpose. Reagan did it on purpose, man. They put the shit in the ghettos, man. You know, the shit backfired.
Right.
You know what I mean? All they people started. You know what I'm saying? And that's when it became a problem.
I just left the federal system, man.
So you definitely
you hear the story.
Man. Yeah, man. You definitely know.
Like
man.
the people from Norwalk hitting up Greenwich.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, they was hitting up Greenwich, man.
Yes?
Yeah, man. That's where the New Yorkers was getting all them cars from.
Yeah. But see, the whole thing, and the reason why I watched that narco thing, man, because the politics of it, man.
Right.
Because I remember, you remember when Oliver North,
Yeah.
when we was kids, we ain't paying no attention to that. So my father used to always I used to be like, because I want to watch cartoons or something. He got it on the news. I want to watch something else. He'd be like, man, you need to know what's going on. You need to watch the news. I'm like, man, you just old. You know what I'm saying?
And come to find out, they were responsible for bringing
everything.
it in.
Everything. Everything. He was trading weapons to the cocaine, man. But it was directed for us. Put it all in the ghettos, man. And I remember in 80, when I came back, they did the sweep Thunderbolt, I think it was called. And that's when they swept,
With
man.
that bus?
Yeah, man. That was the first sweep they did, man.
What year was that?
Like 88, man. 89, man. They flooded. We only had 5 prisons in Connecticut.
I came
2 years
through
old then.
Yeah. I remember, bro. I remember when your dad and first got here, man.
Yeah.
I remember when you first met your mom, man. You know what I mean? So I
dog.
feel y'all was even born.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, bro? So, I'm telling you, man.
Wow.
They came deep, too, man.
Yeah,
man. Yeah, man. They was cool, man.
Right.
But when they did that sweep, man, all of us was in prison. I mean, not just the whole Waterbury, but the whole Connecticut, bro. You know what I mean? The whole country. Because this is what they did, man. Once they flooded, Reagan came up with this plan, like, flood the ghettos with cocaine, and at the same time, twice, they built prisons. Like I told you, we only had 5 prisons in Connecticut. You know what I mean? They built, by 91, 93, 94 era, when Rowland got in office, when I was in Carl Robinson, we had 26 prisons. That's how fast. And this was 88.
And they did a sweep in the 90s,
We had this small state had the most prisons.
That's crazy.
Next to Pennsylvania.
They had the highest incarceration rate in the nation. Recidivism rate. In and out, us. You know what I mean? And they tricked us with that SHR shit. Remember we had supervised home release? you do 10% of your time.
Yeah, then come right home. Yep.
So you do months. Like my first bid was 3 years. I did 90 days.
Furloughs.
Yeah, you get furloughed. But you come home and you do the stupidest shit.
Right.
You go back for a week or 2 weeks. They violate you. But see, you thinking, like back then we go to court, we get busted, we go to court.
Right.
We ask for our time. I take 3 right now.
Right.
I take, you know what I mean?
Right.
Try that shit now.
No doubt. No. Wrong again.
You know what I mean? But that's how sweet it was. But we didn't know they was building a history on us.
Right.
You know what I mean? So now when you go in front of the judge, they bringing that shit up from 87. Well, you know, Your Honor, in 1987, I'm like, what the fuck you bringing that up for? I'm here for this.
Right.
They bring your whole history up and they sentence you on it.
Yeah. They use your past against you.
Use your past against you, man.
All the time.
But you know, Feds is in the building now too.
See, I ain't never dealt with it. Thank
That's
God.
good.
Yeah, thank God.
They're in the building now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's because of the guns, man.
Yeah. And then
And fentanyl.
my man sent me the news article. I think I shared it with you.
Yep.
About hitting them with the RICO. Man, yo. And I don't know. See,
RICO is.
you know, like I said, I work the
organized,
Feds,
yeah.
right? I'm talking to this kid. He from Philly. He was like, my grandmoms, my moms, my dad, me.
Okay.
That's 4 generations. That's all I know. So what can you tell him? You can't tell him. I couldn't tell him nothing. You work for me, let's just come in and do what we gotta do.
Yeah.
I can't tell you nothing about when you go out there
yeah.
because this is all you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if they're not setting up programs or hooking people up so that way they can get a decent job, what you gonna do? I don't never get mad at nobody that get out there and do what they gotta do. I ain't never had nothing but respect for people get out there and do what you gotta do. If this ain't feeding you, what you gonna do?
No doubt.
Now, to be honest, like, I seen the transition because, like I said, man, like 1/3 of my whole life, man, been in and out of prison. You know what I mean? And I seen the transition, man, from when Lowell Weicker was the governor.
Wow, you going back.
Man, listen, man, prison was so sweet, bro. You know what I mean, no, it wasn't sweet, but they had programs for you to, if you wanted to go in that motherfucker and get your shit right, everything was free. College was free.
College was free,
I mean, everything was free, man.
They came in and took all of that.
Man, when Roland got in office, man, he stopped that. You had to pay for books. You had to pay for everything. So you know, we poor, we from the ghetto.
Right.
I mean, so the only people that went to school was the white boys, man.
Then he ended up in jail.
Yeah, and then came home and won again. You know what I'm saying? And came home and won again and got caught for some shit again.
And they was getting ready to give him a good 6-figure job.
Bro, man, the government is crazy, man. It's crazy. But I seen that. Just like when they did this with the supervised home release, when he got rid of that and transitioned to TS and all that, then he got rid of that. So this is what he did to us, man. No, Clinton did this. Now, remember when Clinton was president?
Yeah.
Everybody was saying he was the first black president. He was the shit and all that.
Bullshit.
Clinton bamboozled the shit out of him.
Yep. Clinton closed military bases and opened up prisons.
He had that. He signed that crime bill, bro. Once he signed that crime, then he gonna try to say at the end, I didn't know. They said it was racist. Yo, once he signed that crime bill, if you lived in the projects, if you lived in a bad area, you couldn't parole out. You know what I mean? So we stuck in jail because all of us from the urban areas, man. Basically, if you was from the ghetto, you ain't paroled.
Right. That's like Obama didn't know that there was no housing for ex-felons. You can't go into the projects. So the young lady he released,
I remember that.
She was talking to him about it.
Yeah.
She was my people.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, she was in Danbury.
Oh yeah?
So, you know, she talked to me a lot, but he didn't know.
Yeah.
Nobody knew.
Nah, Clinton did that, man.
Yeah.
Clinton did that. You can't parole to no projects. We all from the projects. So, hey, but we sitting in there, we got to do all our time. All the white boys going home.
Right.
You know what I mean? Blacks and Spanish stuck. Because we all from the projects and from bad, they say drug areas. Like I lived on 245 Bishop.
Right.
So I go to parole, I go to my, like, where you paroling to? 240, you can't go there.
Yeah,
Why? It's a drug area. We all live, where I'm supposed to go then?
Right.
Halfway house. See, it was all money.
Right.
Rehabilitation, yeah.
there,
Once
dog.
you get
Halfway
in,
houses
and once
are
you
running
get in there,
rampant
you
now,
just
too.
gotta pay. If you don't pay, you hit.
You hit, man.
It's all the money. It's all the money game. That's how most of them got suspended and fired because they were scamming money.
That's right,
It's
man.
all about that tax write-off shit.
Hell
Anyway,
yeah,
bro.
man.
You
Right.
get 10, 20 bands, you cuff out 15. You spend shit on the housing, whatever they call it, but you have to pay that money. If you don't pay that, they be on that bread. They don't care what you do in the halfway house, but as long as they get their bread a week,
They
Yeah.
it's a wrap. You good. You good.
I
You
worked.
Gucci.
I worked at the Renaissance.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I worked at the Renaissance.
With this chick, Sabrina. Sabrina was at Renaissance Central, and her husband was at Renaissance. They got fired though.
Nah, I was back when Miss Mitchell was there.
Oh, sure was
Yeah,
there. Okay.
yeah.
I was in there then.
Yeah.
Like 90s, early 90s, right?
I went in there late 90s.
Late, okay.
99
I
to
was in there,
2000.
sure.
And then when you get a lawsuit, they take all your bread.
Man,
Yeah.
they got me for 40 bands.
Yeah.
I got
Yo,
got
you
The
see-
state, because they
That's what I'm
babysitted
trying
you.
to say.
They took
Yeah,
in.
that's $35,000 a bed.
Man, they got me 40 for
See?
40
It's
bands.
It's expensive a bed, bro.
And you know, the thing about it is these young cats don't know nothing about nothing.
I didn't know back then.
Back then you
But
didn't
to me,
know,
that-
but you know now.
But
They showing us.
But they made it comfortable now because they got free phone call now.
Yeah,
They got tablets now.
Trying to
You
keep
know,
it.
I got boys that call me. They
Right.
said it's lit in there, but I
Yeah,
hang up the
yeah,
phone when they be
yeah.
like it's lit because ain't nothing lit in
Right,
prison.
right, that's
right.
Ain't nothing lit in there.
My cousin called me.
Ain't a
My
tablet
cousin
or
called
free.
me.
They ain't free calls and tablets, bro. They ain't lit in that shit.
Make
You
me
ain't
more-
doing
Make
nothing.
me more miserable.
Right.
You ain't doing
I
nothing. All you
call
say,
you
oh,
talking
yo,
about
it's
what?
lit. We straight. We get free calls all day. All right, bro. Don't blow my shit up then.
I'll be more
My
stressed
cousin
out.
called me.
Yeah, don't call me talking about it's funny here, bro. Because ain't nothing fun of it.
I'll
Nah.
be more stressed out because if I call
Nah.
my shorty and she don't
Yeah,
answer,
like what? Like look at tablet, fucking tablet, man. Like come
Hell
on, man. You
yeah.
can't see too much,
Hell
bro.
yeah.
You got kids. You can't do nothing. Like
man.
even when I was in infield, right? I used to always get, you go to the counselor and then you get your printout. You get a little printout, but you look in the back of the printout. It's like transfer bonds and
Yeah,
shit like that.
yeah,
They got it stocked out.
Right.
We stocked up.
yeah,
Right.
We on a bond, like a transfer bond. It says that right in the back of your commie. If you pay attention to your
it's
printout,
big business,
it's like
man.
it's big gangster business in here, bro.
it is.
Big
The
business.
prison is big money, man.
Right.
It's a big politician scam on
I
that
told
shit,
you,
bro.
Reagan knew
It's
it,
a big
man. He
gangster,
started it.
yeah,
He
man.
started it,
And
man.
that shit bringing a lot of money,
And
bro.
everybody invested in it.
Yep,
Bob
that's a fact.
Barker.
yeah,
all
big
of it,
money.
yeah.
Invested in it, man.
BBC, how you got? Bob Barker, how you in that shit, man?
Yo,
How you involved in it?
When I seen that shit, I said,
The Bob Barker
oh,
toothpaste and stuff?
yeah, the
Yeah,
sour
I
shoes.
was like, yo.
And you know, they all they're from Hollywood.
Right.
They show
yeah,
the clip,
that shit.
because it's hip hop anniversary, the 50th.
Right.
So they show, hip hop started in the Bronx.
Right.
I was just watching this documentary on YouTube the other day, and they was showing the Bronx like in the 70s when
Right.
Kool Herc,
Yeah.
man, it was band and building.
Yeah.
And they showed Ronald Reagan, he was running for president at the time.
Right.
Cussed the lady out.
Right.
Would you wait a minute? Would you just? I'm trying to talk. I'm like, man, look at this dude. And he's like, look at this. Look how we living. Man. He's like, I'm
Right.
trying to help you people.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's
right
right.
there. You
Right.
people.
You people.
Right on national TV.
Right. And
he
then we're
won.
right around the corner from them.
And, yeah, and he won.
Right.
He became the president, and he flooded. They thought he was gonna fix it. Man, he flooded New York with cocaine.
It's
man.
big. That should be bigger than us.
Man, it's
Yeah.
bigger than
We
us.
just
yeah.
we just in a circle.
And
That
they
shit
showing
way
us now,
bigger,
though.
yeah.
They showing us what
Yeah,
they
the
did
be-
to
yeah,
us.
the
You
best
can go on
right
YouTube
now-
and watch all that shit.
Right now, the best TV shows right now to watch is that Painkiller series and that Tyrone the Clone. They tell you what
Somebody
they did
told
to
me-
us.
Tyrone the Clone?
Somebody told me to watch that.
I
man.
Yo,
swear to God, yo, I'm trying to tell you.
Somebody
Watch,
told me to watch
yo,
Tyrone
that-
the Clone, man.
It's two shows that is the Painkiller that just came out.
Painkiller,
That's
I
about
seen that on
Titans. I
Netflix.
didn't
It
see
tell
that
you
one
how
either.
the
I'm watching it
doctor
today. I'm
transformed
watching
it,
it
how he
today.
made it. Like, listen, I
watching it
want.
today.
He said he want a pill that could pain and pleasure. Cause they showed a series where a person got hurt, messed up his back, and she prescribing them. But it's a lady investigating everybody. She investigating everybody.
One
And-
family
Yeah,
maybe
what?
I forgot, right?
Yeah, one
One
family.
family,
One
man.
family.
It's a
Crazy.
generation.
Yeah.
It's a
yeah.
generation.
I read the article.
It's
I read the
crazy,
article.
I
man.
seen
And
the
Tyrone
news
the Clone is just crazy, bro.
I'ma watch it
They got
tonight.
us in there. They got us on the show like how the white people controlling us. You got a
gotta
dude
watch
in
it.
like you got a dude like in a whole like a box like a cell. They fighting, bah, 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 they banging out with each other. All of a sudden, the white dude clicks some shit. Now they hugging each other like what? Like yo, bro, I'm I'm trying to
I
tell
gotta
you.
watch
Watch.
it,
I'm trying to tell
Somebody
you.
told
You know
me
what?
watch
Watch
They
Tyrone
tell
Brown,
you,
bro. They telling you
you
right.
want to
right,
know
them two
something,
shows,
look to Hollywood.
Yo, them two shows right
Yeah.
now is booming, especially
I gotta
Tyrone
watch
and
it.
Clown, bro.
I gotta
They
watch
tell you what they doing to us, bro.
I gotta watch it,
They
man.
tell you how OxyContin was created, bro. Right
I
there on
knew this
Painkillers,
young
bro.
lady.
It's like 6 series.
I knew this young lady. She was heading for the Olympics. She got in an accident.
Oxys. That's why
Hurt her back?
that's what it is right now. Like perks and everything. That's
yeah.
what's booming right now.
I'm gonna tell you again, another thing I experienced.
Right.
Early 90s when Oxy's first hit. Now, we didn't know, but we from together. We don't know nothing about that.
Right.
I painted for this dude. This dude had his own painting company. Father passed it down to him, young white boy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Money up the ass, got some good business.
Right.
So he got high though, and how he met me. You know what I mean? He
Good.
came to, you know what I mean?
No
So
doubt.
He said, I went to school with him. He's like, Tom, you want a job? I'm like,
Right.
yeah. So I'm painting with dude. So at the time, you know, Pito, we was, the heroin was in the
Right.
he used to come through and I used to be like, yo, he used to be high. I'm like, what you want, man? He be like, Oxys. You know what I mean? I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? He said,
Yeah.
Oxys, 80s.
Right.
I said, yeah. He nodded and he said, I thought it was dope. He said, man, I don't do that shit. Now at the time, that shit was like in the suburbs. Like they get it from the doctors and that shit was like $80 a pill, man. Like,
Right.
like $100 a pill. But he would not touch no diesel. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? When that shit stopped,
Right.
when it slowed down, when the doctors start seeing like
Yeah.
the show when they
Yeah.
that motherfucker was coming through buying bricks. You know what I mean? And I'm
That
like,
pain.
I thought you didn't do. He said, that shit is way cheaper.
Right.
For one, and it's just as strong as. So a lot of people that when the oxys once they stopped that shit, they went to fentanyl, man. Went to heroin, man.
Right.
So the country fucked up.
They gave
Then
me that shit
then the
when I got
fentanyl,
shot.
the fentanyl
I took
come from where?
Oxys.
Fentanyl is an anesthetic, man. It comes
Right.
from the hospital. It's
Right.
it's
They used to give them
That's that
patches
shit
up
that
in
numb you.
Massachusetts.
That's that shit that numb you up.
Yeah,
It numbs
man.
you up a little bit.
It puts you out.
And it put you out too.
Yeah,
You might
yeah,
not
so-
wake up from that
yeah,
shit.
you-
though.
yeah.
Any a fast mover like this or that shit, man. Yeah, you're
man.
going TKO. You out of there. You out of there.
man.
You out of
And
there.
that's all.
So that's
Yeah.
what they playing with now.
That's what they
yeah,
playing
they
with now.
playing
That's
with
all.
that.
But see, the only reason why it's a high demand for that because that's what white folks want.
Yeah.
I mean, you come if they come through and you got some, I got brown heroin. I don't want that.
Right.
I want fentanyl. I want white. I want fentanyl. Only the white
Well,
folks.
nah.
They want to date. That's what they want, man.
Like close to death.
That's even back when dope came out, when dope went rampant in the 80s.
Right.
And say like he got some dope, and he just say it's dope good, but they say he got some dope, and motherfuckers dying off of that shit.
Yeah.
Like Tango and Cash.
Yeah.
Man, you have a line out the door for his shit.
Yeah.
Ain't that insane?
Yeah, that's some
Line
crazy
out the
shit.
door.
Right.
Some crazy
Oh, you
shit.
got some killer. You know what I
Right.
mean?
But that's
Three
when
people
it,
done died.
that's when it came out. That was when it was real D though. That wasn't real.
Yeah,
D.
nah,
It
that
wasn't
was
no-
synthetic,
yeah,
real
yeah,
D,
That was
yeah.
real
Yeah.
official shit.
But-
Now you just gotta what the fuck, nigga?
You know
like,
why fentanyl, besides the high demand for the white folks want it, it's cheaper.
Right.
Way
You
cheap.
know,
Yep.
the cartel gotta pay the Afghans to ship all that opium over here to make
Right.
it. You know what I mean? They gotta process it to the heroin.
Right.
That costs a lot of money.
Right.
Fentanyl, they could make that shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
In Mexico, right there.
Yeah,
that's,
yeah.
That's why they booming right now, man. That shit it started in China,
Right.
but they learn how to make that shit.
Mexico take it
I don't-
down, take it home, and be like, we can
I
figure
don't
this
think
out.
a $5 bag worth 3-4 years though. This is my opinion.
Bro, that's just for us, man.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
You
some
know what I'm
bullshit.
saying?
Yeah,
Same thing with
yeah, that's just
cocaine
some
when it
bullshit
first
right there. Like
started
I
booming.
don't feel that, man.
You see when the
You know
80s,
what I'm saying?
Right.
you crack, you get for a rock of crack and a key of coke, you get 2 years, 5 years, a rock
Right.
of crack, you get 20.
Right.
Bro, I got an undercover cell in the 80s, man, for 2 dimes, bro, and got 5 years. 2 dimes, man.
Right.
And they would not go down. I did 3 on 5, bro.
I could tell that it's different because I got bagged probably like a year ago out in Brewster, New York, and dope a misdemeanor out there. Only thing that was on, because I had hard on me. That's the only thing that was on.
Wow.
Dope is a misdemeanor in Brewster, New York.
Up here, man, brick, man, they
I'm
come
trying
and
to
they
get
starting
that.
at 5.
It's a misdemeanor.
50 bags, they starting at 5.
It's a misdemeanor.
Yeah, it's crazy. Because out in New York, yeah, it's different.
It's different.
Yeah, you get out, you get a PTA.
Yeah, you good. Like you straight. Like, all right, bet you just fight this, my bong, and you be okay.
Right.
You know what I mean? Even though they hit me with 5 years probation, but it's like, damn, misdemeanor out here. But out there, you get if I didn't get bagged out here, it'd have been
Time.
back in the can
Time.
for 5
So
years.
let me ask y'all this:
Time, man.
what is going on with these young folks, man?
The young folks, all right, drill, bro. They on that
Drill
man.
music?
Yeah, man. They following that gang life, man.
That come from Chicago.
Right, no, they on it now.
Nah, they on it now. They
What?
on it now.
And
Drill
then,
got these
well,
young-
man, I'm a music dude.
Man.
So you telling on yourself on a record.
That'd be 5
Yeah,
minutes.
that'd be 5 minutes. That's why they got what they call them, the hip hop police. They got
Yeah.
cops. They got feds that listen to cats' tracks, man.
Yeah.
I mean, then investigate, man.
And I'm
You know
trying
what
to,
I mean?
and I'll be trying to tell them like, cause when I got shot, I'll be trying to tell them like, when they had me down at the police station, dog, they had like 20 pictures. They had people Instagrams. They had people Facebooks.
So
They
you
was like,
got,
look,
you got shot?
yeah.
What?
Yeah. Hell
Got
yeah,
shot
I got
twice,
shot.
didn't you?
Hell yeah.
You a young dude, man.
Yeah, man.
Drill, bro.
Yeah, man.
Drill, man.
Yeah,
These
Music.
cats is on that bullshit, man. Yeah, man.
Music.
Definitely,
that dude,
man.
Young Thug in court now in
Ain't never getting out,
Atlanta.
probably.
But
Yeah, Rico.
they glorify that shit
Yeah.
though, because I believe that, to me, like, if you trying to, like, we don't tell on ourselves, bro. That's not what we do, bro. If we don't put that shit out there.
So-
we don't play with the internet. Like, you would do something, then go on the internet like, yo, that's
So are
100 years, B.
so what they doing, bragging about it then or
Hell
something?
yeah.
Man,
that's
Hell
crazy
yeah.
to me,
It's
man.
Hell
bigger than
yeah.
that.
It's bigger than that.
That's
It's a-
crazy.
But it's like when they in there, it ain't this hard facade though when they in there. When they in Cheshire, when they in Madugal, it ain't no tough in them. They ain't got no strap,
No
so
strap.
it ain't no
Can't
tough.
fight.
Now
Right.
it's like, okay, bro, we straight. We from the
Yeah.
same
Yeah.
we from the same
Yeah.
area. We
We
from
gotta
the
stick
same
together.
town. We gotta
Right.
stick together
Yeah.
now. Nah, man, it's
can't
bullshit.
fight.
How
Right.
can we stick together here, but we wasn't sticking together in the world?
Right.
It's impossible. I'm not gonna stick with you. I don't rock with you. I don't rock with you, and that's
Right.
it.
I gotta wrap up, man. So y'all got any message for the people out there real quick? I got about a minute or
All
so
right.
left.
For all the young cats, man, I mean, this is based on where we come from, religion, everything. We've been bamboozled for so many years. Go on YouTube and watch Hidden Colors. That's
Hidden
what it's
Colors,
called.
yep.
Watch Hidden Colors, man.
You?
Mine is like, man, basically, man, just be who you be.
Right.
You ain't gotta be gangster, bro.
I
That
appreciate
shit is
y'all
out the
coming
order.
out, man, and
You know what I mean? Just
we
be
gotta
who
do
you
this
be.
again, man.
Definitely.
I
Man. I'd
appreciate
love
it.
to come back.
And
man.
it was
Yeah,
hard to get you up here, man.
You heard? Word
It
for
was
real,
hard to
man.
get you up here, man.
Word up, man.
Cause I be moving, man. I'm trying to start the way, like I told you. I'm
Right.
paper, man, and it's hard.
Thanks for tuning in. For the people, by the people, about the people. Klock Hour. Thank you.
Peace.
Love.